I dedicated my whole life basically to getting abs. Whole life is an overstatement, but at least the past like 3+ years to getting abs. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to figure out how to get abs. And that all came from a place of deep, deep insecurity. I want to talk about that a little bit and then I'm going to jump into the practical tips. I'll timestamp this video below as well. So I was in around high school, right? And at this point, I'm a very skinny guy, a very frail looking guy. And I was getting like no attention from girls or really any of the attention that I wanted, right? And I felt like getting abs would be like this holy grail, right? Like I'd get abs and then I'd finally get the attention that I always wanted. And it was this weird thing, but I felt like getting abs would finally make me of value. Like I would be, someone of value. I didn't feel like at that point that someone could like me, just as I was. And I felt like getting abs would allow me to get more attention, get more dates, and ultimately just start to like myself even a little bit more. At that point, I had a lot of anxiety and deep, deep insecurities. I was so insecure, if I tried to put it into words, I wouldn't be able to. I was deeply, deeply insecure. And anytime I went out on like dates or something, for example, I was super anxious at that time, just hoping the other person would like me. And it was just weird experiences. And my goal with getting abs was, hey, I get abs. They're supposed to be like this thing that, girls are really attracted to. And, all like the cool guys in movies or whatever have abs. So I get them. And then finally, I'll be cool. And I'll like the way I look. And, I'll get the attention. So again, I dedicated like at least 3+ years to this endeavor. So I started lifting. I started off with the Kino Bodies program, and Kino Bodies advertising, even to this day, is basically to exactly the type of person I was before. It's like young, very insecure guys, right? And I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with marketing to that market, just stating the facts here. So that's why that marketing obviously got to me, and then I started using one of Kino Body's programs, and that's what I started off with, and I was lifting for a little bit, and I would say about for 6 months I bulked, which is a fairly small bulk, but again I didn't really care about building a lot of muscle. I just wanted enough muscle to where I could get abs, because at that point I was really skinny fat and had like no muscle. So for 6 months I bulked, and then I cut down, right? And once I cut down, I finally had, the abs that I always wanted, the ones that I thought would make my life significantly better and would improve everything. And then I proceeded to take some nice little pictures for social media, for the dating apps. I put them up, and I'll be honest, they did get some attention, right? So I'm not going to sit here and say that they didn't get attention. They did, right? And it led to more first dates. It led to more results, so to speak. But ultimately, nothing changed, right? Ultimately, I put those photos up. I went out on those dates, and all that anxiety was still there. I still felt like, I wasn't enough just as I was. I still felt like I wasn't worthy of, someone paying attention to me, someone wanting to be with me. And I still felt like I had to compensate somehow. So this was kind of a turning moment in my life, because here I thought this thing was this holy grail that would fix everything and remove all my insecurities, and it'd be great to be perfect. And then I achieved it, and nothing happened. I was still as insecure as ever, still as anxious as ever. So then I at that point, because I said, I got abs around a one year in, and at that point I didn't get the hint because I was still young and dumb. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm just not big enough. I need to get bigger. So I went on a few more bulks and cuts, and up until 3 years into my journey is when my abs really started to pop. And I'm gonna talk about how I made them pop and got really like the V shape. But yeah, I really got the V shape, and my abs were looking good. And again, same deal. Did I get more attention? Yes. But ultimately, the deep anxiety and insecurities were still there. So the point I'm trying to make here before I even start this video is, if you are someone who is in a similar place, I really do want you to understand that accepting yourself and loving yourself, I know it's corny, I know all that, hey, whatever. Accepting yourself and loving yourself just as you are right now will yield a much more enjoyable journey, and you will attract a lot more people into your life who want to be in your life. I can't even begin to tell you how many first dates I've gone on with people and it just demolished them just because of how insecure I was in myself. And some of these could have turned out very well, right? They were nice girls that I was going out with, nothing wrong with them. But I just, sometimes couldn't even mutter a sentence together. I was so anxious and, just insecure. So trust me, I have a lot of experience. I dealt with this, like I said, for 3+ years. And even now, it's something I'm slowly working through. So that's what the message I wanted to start this video off with. And now I'm going to jump into the practical tips, 3 major tips that I would give to someone who was in the same position that I was when I started. Okay. So firstly, bulk first if you need to, right? Again, like I mentioned, I was a very frail, very weak, very skinny guy, right? What that meant was, all the advice I read online, they said, oh, you just have to cut down to get abs. And I kept cutting, but I was skinny fat. So no matter how much weight I lost, I still had this layer of fat on my abs, right? I'm like somewhere between 5'10" and 5'11" height wise. And at my lowest, I was weighing like 140, in the 140s, which is underweight for my height. And I still wouldn't see my abs. So I'm telling you, if you were like real skinny guy like me starting off, bulking first will yield the best results. You need a foundation of muscle before you can start to show off some abs. Now you've bulked first, great. Okay, next step is to cut. And I think I have a video on bulking. I don't even remember off the top of my head. And if I don't have a video on cutting already, I will make one soon. So if these terms don't make any sense, I'll just explain it really quickly. Bulking is just when you put on weight and start to gain muscle, and there's a process for that. You got to eat more calories than you burn and such. Unfortunately, it would kind of deter from the point of this video, so I'm not going to go too much into detail on it. But if you just Google how to bulk and such, you'll get the results. And for cutting, similarly with cutting, what we're trying to do is we're trying to lose fat to show off the muscle that we built. And again, I might do a video on it. I probably will do a video on it realistically. But until then, if you Google how to cut, that'll give you all the information that you need. So you built a foundation of muscle, great. You cut down, you showed the abs, great. This is the advice that a lot of people give, and obviously it works just in seeing your abs. But now, specifically talking about getting that V shape, I'm going to tell you 2 exercises that helped me the most. Because when I just, was doing this, bulking, cutting, my abs were looking decent, but they weren't really popping. And I didn't really have like that Adonis belt, I believe it's called. So I'm gonna tell you the 2 exercises that helped me the most in getting this. 1, weighted hanging leg raises, right? Now, I don't hang from like the pull-up bar. That's actually quite challenging. But if you're at the gym and you have one of these pieces of equipment, I'll throw up a picture somewhere. You can do these with weight fairly easily. So I would stick a dumbbell between my feet and then raise my feet up. And I found these to be very effective. And the second exercise is weighted crunches. I've done other ab exercises as well, but by and large, I would say these 2 were the most effective in getting my abs to pop. The hanging leg raises especially helped me build a more prominent V line, right? So yeah, if you do these, you bulk and cut. Of course, this is not like an overnight thing, right? This is going to take some time. But if you do these and you incorporate these 2 exercises, I think you're well on your way to getting a well-defined, V-cut abs. And yeah, that is all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Please do support on the Instagram, TikTok. I'll throw them here somewhere. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe as well. I'll talk to you later. Peace.